Alright, in this video I would just like to go over a few myths that are being told about the Great Depression. A lot of people think that the money that you had invested, um, basically, they say that the Great Depression took 25 years to recover for the S&P 500 to recover. Well, that's not entirely 100% accurate, because when you look at the S&P 500 chart, that only calculates the prices of the individual stocks. That does not calculate dividends. So I just want to show this to you. So this is set on October. We can change months, get various different results, but I'll put the starting year at 1922. And I'll put the end year at 1932. That's the year the market bottomed out. Oops, went past. Okay, and we'll just hit calculate. And yes, the market from 1922 in October to October 1932 was down 23%, more than 23%. And yes, the annualized return was down each year if you average it out. But look at this. This is what they don't tell you. Dividend reinvestment. Positive 34.166%. Dividends reinvested. That's a annual return of 2.983%. Now, if you change the months around, you'll get different results. Like here, for example, oh, look at this, we get 6%, okay? You go later, just apples to apples, here we get 3%. I mean, if yes, you can, I know you can find a negative in here if you adjust it just right, but remember, this is the worst possible scenario. So, this is a 10-year outlook. Now, if I go back to, say, 1917, so now we're looking at 15 years. Okay, we're still up. And actually, look at right here in December. The chart is actually up. Now, if we hit October, it's actually down. But look at this. Your total return is up more than, what does that say? More than double. So if you go back, say, in the you should start right when you're 16 years old. So somebody back then should have started investing, gosh, 1932. So we're looking at 1892, that's 40 years. You really should have started investing. Let's see, 1892 minus 9 is 1890 or 1883. 1883. That's when you should have started investing. Now look at this. Okay? Not a great return, but again, you're landing on the worst year. We go forward a couple of years. Turn gets a little bit better. Okay, so now let's just see if that same rule applies to the more recent market downturn. So let's take 1999 and 2009, and we'll make it go in March. Now, it doesn't quite apply because dividends weren't as high as they were back in the 20s. But if I take this at 1984, or sorry, 1994, so we're going 15 years. So that's probably where I'd say I'd feel comfortable investing in stocks, is at least a 15-year run, right? Here, from that time, you're at least getting over 5% return, and a 63% return from, well, with dividends, it's over, you're basically doubling your money. Okay, so the bottom line here is that it's, as long as you hold on to stocks for 15 years and you don't add anything more to that, you will not end up losing money on your principal. Now, this is the S&P 500. I want to emphasize this is not the small cap or mid cap, which you don't get a lot of dividends with those. But this just goes to show you how vitally important those dividend investments are. And this is why the S&P 500 is a much, much less riskier asset to invest in than small and mid cap, which really is much more suited for 40 years of investing or more. So, yeah, so like I said, don't believe that nonsense, though. It took investors 25 years to recover. Well, it actually did not. Maybe we should look at 1929 then. Let's say if you bought at the height of the market. Let's go. And let's just go to, say, 1939. Just play around with the numbers. Okay, yes, and here you do get a negative return because you bought at the peak. But let's go out 15 years. But you can see it's nowhere near, like, well, you'll see. I bet you if we go 3 more years. Okay, so economy must have got bad in 1942. So we'll hit the 15-year mark, 1944. Yeah, okay, we're still negative, but we're not negative by much. Okay, there's 16 years. So I guess if you go by history and you want to be absolutely safe that you will not lose your principal, 16 years, it's never lost money in 16 years. An investment. Yes, the market here was down 49%. The return is bad, but the total market return is 24.7. This is the key thing right here. Dividend reinvestment. Dividend reinvestment. That is very, very important to protect you from a loss. Now, let's just go back to 1932 one more time. And I'm going to go just go 30 years. So 1902. Look at that, the market still down, okay? But guess what? That's still over 4 times the rate of return of what you got. And this is, this isn't including anything added to your investment. This is just, you stopped putting any kind of money in there, and basically you dumped everything in 1902 and you stopped. That's basically how this is calculating it. So again, as I've said, dividend reinvestment is so key to long-term investing and for principal protection.